Hi everybody, this is Stacy with All My Magical Things. And I've been away for a while and I apologize for that, guys. I'll explain about that as we go. First of all, I'd like to say welcome back if you've been here before. I definitely appreciate you. And welcome if you're new here. I'm Stacy and I like to journal in my Creative Commonplace book. And I use a regular composition notebook that I've covered in stickers. And my definition of commonplacing is collecting wisdom. And that's other people's wisdom, whether I've read it, seen it, or heard it. And it's something that is important to me that I want to remember. I document it in my Creative Commonplace book. And the creative part is I use stickers and die cuts and scrapbook paper and alphas and paint and ribbon and trim, fabric, whatever I come across that goes with the page, goes with what I'm trying to do. So today we have some wisdom from Instagram, and the account is Zana Keithley, ZANNAKEITHLEY. And I'm going to start off with, I'll read you guys the wisdom and then we'll go from there. It says, actually you can. You can follow your heart. You can alter your path. You can break the mold. You can take the leap. You can free yourself from your fears. You can refuse to settle for less than you deserve. You can live a life aligned with your purpose and passions. You can do the thing you aren't sure you can do. You can take the first step. You can create your future. You can have exactly what you've been dreaming about. You are strong enough. You are brave enough. You have what it takes. And that's at Zana Keithley on Instagram. So that's our wisdom for today. And I'm going to go through a little bit of stuff I've pulled out of my stash that I think might work. I have this planner pad. I had gotten it at Goodwill at one point for 99 cents. So I thought today we're going to use this to write our wisdom on. And I'll show you the plan I have for that in a minute. I have a bunch of die cuts. I know I've said before when I used to Bible journal, which I'd like to get back into, just haven't done it for a while. I had gotten some die cuts from Illustrated Faith, and like I have them here in this acrylic drawer, and I used these CD holders to like organize them. And so I just have a bunch of die cuts. So I pulled some die cuts out of here that I thought maybe go with our wisdom for today. I have some little arrow flag notes. I think I had gotten at Dollar Tree or something. I think we're going to try those out today. I have some magazine clippings, some words I've cut out of magazines that I feel like go with what we're doing today. I also have some scrapbook paper that I picked out, bright and colorful. You guys know, if you've watched me before, I love color. So I thought maybe that would be our background. I have some sticker books. This one is a Happy Planner sticker book. You know, I'm trying to work through those. So there's some stickers in there that maybe we can use. And this is, it says Let's Planner stickers. I do not know. It kind of looks like a Happy Planner sticker book, but it doesn't say that. Must be like a knockoff. But I had gotten this at Goodwill at one point for $1.49. So I thought maybe there's some stickers in there we can use. And then I have these giant pink alphas for the title, which I had gotten on clearance at Hobby Lobby once upon a time. And I think we've used these before. Well, I know we have. Let me see. Yeah, on the Be Her page. But I really like how they look, and I think they go with my color scheme today. And our title is going to be short. It's going to be You Can. So we're going to use those today. So anyways, how about we get started, and then I'll fill you in on where I've been. I'm really, really sad that I've had to been away so long. This has cutouts in it, and that's really cute. I think I'm going to save that for something else. I don't think we need that today. We have enough stuff to put on. So let's get some tape put on here, some double-sided sticky tape, which is Duck brand is my favorite to film with because it's easy to peel off. Okay, so we're gonna get this on. So I think I had posted a couple community posts when I couldn't film to let you guys know what was going on. I have two 3-year-old granddaughters, and one of them had been so sick, throwing up, diarrhea, tummy pain, like the whole nine. And so the first few days we were like, okay, she's got some kind of stomach bug. And we waited for her sister to get it. And she didn't get sick. And her mom didn't get sick. Nobody got sick. And we're going into the second week and we're like, okay, what is going on? Took her to her pediatrician. They were talking virus. And my daughter kept saying, well, no, my other daughter is not sick. Like, nobody else in our family is sick. And they just kept saying virus. So by the end, almost the end of the second week, we had to take her to the ER because we were at the point we wanted to make sure she wasn't dehydrated and what was going on. So they did blood work at the ER. Everything came back good. They were taking a stool sample. So, okay. Stool sample came back good. My daughter asked at that point, did you test for the parasite that's going around? Let me see if I'm going to pronounce it right. Chlorospora, the one that's been in the news. They said, oh no, that's a different test. That's not on the regular stool test. And she's like, well, I'm really starting to lean towards that because she's the only one sick. And they were like, oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. So then they said they were going to test for celiac disease, which is a autoimmune that attacks your digestive system, your intestines. They were like, this is a food intolerance. They had switched from virus to food intolerance. Now, mind you, we live in a small town, a very small town. And most of the time, you have to go somewhere else if it's not a common thing, a common cold and ear infection, something simple. And we have to travel quite a ways. Well, we went back to the ER. We went back to her pediatrician. And they said, okay, we're going to have to send you out of town to a GI doctor. Now, mind you, we're going into 2.5 weeks by this time. And this little girl is so sick. And she wants to eat. And every time she eats, she throws up. And it's just been really, really hard. So we go 3 hours away to a GI doctor. The GI doctor takes 5 minutes and says, no, I don't think this is a virus. I'm not really sure what this is, she said. And she suggested that we go to the ER at the Children's Hospital there. So that's where we head. I'm going to have to glue that down a little bit more, huh? That's where we head. We go to the ER. We are there forever, but they are great. They are great. They're doing all these tests. They're hooking her up to IVs because she was dehydrated. They're going to do all the stool samples. They're going to do the chlorospora test. And they are all doing all the other stool samples that our lab had already done. They're redoing everything. And they decide to admit her just for observation overnight. So I drive back home by myself and leave my daughter and my granddaughter at the hospital. And get prepared to go back the next day, which whether they were going to send her home or whether I needed to bring more things for my daughter. My other daughter, while I was driving home, she was driving down to bring her some things, to bring her sister some stuff for the night. So the next day, I talked to my daughter in the morning, and I said, okay, well, we're planning on coming down. She said, I don't know if we're staying or not. I said, that's okay. Just, we'll pack what you need if you're staying or whatever, you know, and if you come home, we'll bring you home. Either way, we had to drive back down. So me and my youngest daughter drove back down. We found out that they were coming home. Nothing was better. We also found out that the test for the chlorospora could take, what'd they say, 5 to 7 days. So we're into, oh, I don't know if this is not going to stick well. And see, I want to put this across, like cut it somewhere and put it in the middle. So I don't know how we're going to get that to stick. All right, well, I had already wrote the quote on this. You know, you guys, I like to be prepared so you don't have to watch me write. So I wrote the quote, and what I'm thinking is we're going to glue it right there in the, well, leave room for the title. So we're going to cut it right here. Well, anyways, to make a long story short, we came home. She's still sick as ever. We're waiting for this test. My daughter is calling every day because she's, you know, the frantic. This is getting out of hand. And here we go. We're going to use our Dollar Tree cutting mat for our glue mat. You get 2 in a pack for $1.25. Then you get to wipe it off and use it again. I had a subscriber tell me that trick one time, and I appreciate it. Anyway, so yeah, my daughter's calling every day. Then we get told on one of her phone calls that yes, the test takes 5 to 7 days to get back the results, but because they have so much going on, it could take 7 to 10. So we're in a panic. Do we take her back to the emergency room? Like what? Oh, I guess this glue stick is out. Let me grab, I guess we're gonna have to grab the little one for now. So anyways, that was on a Thursday. Friday morning, we're ready to head back to the children's hospital because she has been throwing up so much more violently, and it's been going on all day and all night. And right when we're deciding what we're going to do, getting ready to go, my daughter gets a phone call. And it is her pediatrician. They said the test results came back, and she does, in fact, tested positive for chlorospora, which we knew the whole time. And here we are 3 weeks in, this little girl being so sick. So they said they called in the antibiotic. It's just a simple antibiotic. They called in the antibiotic, going to go pick it up and get this kid back on track. So that's what we do. 6:30 that evening, the doctor from the ER at the Children's Hospital calls my daughter himself and says, listen, I seen that you got your test results back. I wanted to make sure somebody told you. And she said, yeah, we got a call from our pediatrician this afternoon. And he said, okay. And he asked, what did they prescribe, dosage, all of it. Like he wanted to make sure she was getting the right stuff. So I thought that was just so sweet. Our children's hospital may be 3 hours away, but they are amazing. I've had to use, my children have went there when they were kids. So the curse of living in a small town, for sure. But needless to say, within 2 days, she was almost back to normal. By the 3rd day, she was definitely back to normal. And she's doing great now. But that is the reason I haven't been on. I haven't had time to film between helping take care of her and her little sister, because remember, my daughter has another 3-year-old. She couldn't be just left out in the dust. She had to be cared for also. And just helping my daughter, because you know, any of you guys that have been moms, sick kids, you know how stressful that is. And she's a single mom. So they stayed here. The second week they started staying here because it was just easier all the way around for everyone. And yeah, it was a ride. And oh, it's just awful to see a little kid sick, you know, especially for that long. But we're very grateful. You know, I've been talking about gratitude and all of that. We are very grateful that she is better. She's still taking the medicine. I think it's for 10 days. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure, but I think that's how long the medicine is. And the CDC, or the state health department, called my daughter the other day to see what she had eaten, because they're, you know, still tracking it or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the logistics. But they called her, and they were saying lettuce, and the only lettuce that this kid has eaten that nobody else ate, her and my daughter had gotten subs from Subway. Now, they had gotten subs from Subway. She was the only one that had lettuce on her sub. So that's what my daughter's thinking maybe was the deal. I don't know. Nobody else got sick. She also eats like berries. She loves raspberries and stuff like that. And so I don't know. But she told the health department, you know, what she thought, and that's where we were. So, and I thank you guys. So many of you guys were praying for us and good thoughts, and I appreciate it all. You guys are great. And I'm sorry that I didn't keep you further updated. It was just really, really hectic. Okay, enough about that. She's healthy. She's good. Thank you for your prayers and your thoughts. And let's get into the page while I put the title on, as you could see. In this sticker book, the Happy Planner sticker book, it's a wellness one. I got this 5 daily reminders. 1, I am amazing. I am capable. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality. I am prepared to succeed. And I thought we'd put that on the planner page. I just thought this looked really cute. And then it says weekly goal, and I have some magazine clippings, and I was wondering if one of those would work for our weekly goal on this page. It's about to be a thing. I thought that one was cute when I picked it out. Living the dream. And you guys, I've had this page ready to do for like 3 or 4 days. I just haven't had a chance to get it done. I'm filming this Friday, July 31st. I know I've missed a few videos, and I have some planned. This is the first time I got a chance to get into my craft space. I had gotten everybody settled, everybody's healthy, everybody's good, and Grammy can finally get back into her stuff. Anyways, so I thought one of these we could put up here for our weekly goal. I really like pray one bold prayer each day. I don't know if that'll fit. I might have to cut it. No, I don't think that one fits. Do it afraid. It's kind of hard with the slice in the middle, isn't it? We could do this one. Weekly goal, do it afraid. Because I don't know about anyone else, but everything I've ever wanted to do that was out of my comfort zone, you're afraid, right? And fear, you can't wait for fear to disappear, because it doesn't. It doesn't. I waited a few years before I started my YouTube channel because I was scared. It is scary to put yourself out there. And so I waited a few years and waited for the fear to disappear. And the fear never disappeared, guys. And sometimes the fear is still there when I go to turn on the camera. Okay, is that going to look okay? Yeah, I guess we can see that. All right, do it afraid. That's my weekly goal. Okay, it's about to be a thing. I really like that. And I know I wanted these sticky arrows, like pointing to some of this. So let's do that. We're going to have to put a little glue on that. I'm going to have to get out a bigger glue stick after this video. All right, you are strong enough. I know we've been talking about gratitude and positive mindset and all of that stuff, and that's still where I'm at. When they tested for the celiac on my granddaughter, by the way, she doesn't have it, my daughter was freaking out. Because that's a huge gluten, like all kinds of things change in your diet and stuff. And it's a lifelong autoimmune. And I knew in my heart, I was like, no, that's not her. That's not her plate. That's not what's going to happen. And I just believe, positive mindset. You got to speak life. That's what I tell my girls all the time. You speak life. Do not speak things like that unless you know for sure. All right, this says you have what it takes, and I wanted to put today. This is like light colored though, so I don't know if I want to use that. I think in the sticker book maybe there was some today's. Yes. What do you think, guys? Should we do that? Let's take this teal one. No, I think I still like that one, huh? Okay, we're going to still do that one. Okay, whoops, dropping the glue stick. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to be back in here, guys. To be hanging out with you, crafting. And so good to see that little girl all better. She was breaking all our hearts. But, yeah, and I had some really sweet comments from you guys on my post. And I really do apologize. I should have posted more. We'll keep you updated more. Pray one bold prayer each day. Can we just put that right across there instead of week of? I don't think I need the week of. And I have an idea for this to-do list. I seen in the sticker book some like to-do things, and I thought maybe we could list them with the stickers. I don't know. I'm a little out of sorts because I haven't done it in a while. And I got all this stuff ready like days ago, so I'm kind of like, okay, what was I thinking? What was I going to use? Okay, here's some that I was thinking about. Let's see. This says daily gratitude, get it done, be present. You got this. Stay positive. Okay, let's do that's a week today to do. Stay positive. And then be present. I think that's a good one. Be present. All right, daily gratitude. And I haven't started my gratitude journal yet, guys. I didn't get a chance to do that either. Unplug. What do you think, guys? That's a good one. We need to do that every day. Unplug for a little while, right? For me, that's whether I read a book, I just sit, journal with my own thoughts. And the days I don't do that, I know it. I know it. Okay, here's another one. Being mindful. Something I'm working on. Living in the moment. That's a huge one for me to have a hard time with. Choose joy. These are all good things to remember, right? Or I know I have to remember. I have to be reminded. All right, choose joy. Just breathe. You guys, this just breathe, that has a lot of meaning for me. I don't know, years ago, I was struggling with something, and I had a really good friend who would say to me, okay, Stace, just breathe. Just breathe. And I was at a yard sale one day, and there was this metal sign, and it's the letters, it spells breathe, and it hangs in my living room. I bought it that day. That was like, I don't even know, 15 years ago, maybe 12, 15 years ago. And it hangs in my living room as a reminder to just breathe. Okay, and this don't forget. I think I want to put that right under here, because you are strong enough and you are brave enough. Don't forget. Okay, and you got this, girl. Where are we going to put that? Right down here. Okay. All right. You can. That's what we're doing, right, guys? We can. Okay. Living the dream. We can. So let's put that on there. So how is everybody? Like, I feel like it's been so long. It's Friday. Do you guys have any big plans for the weekend? I have none, except I'm hoping it warms up enough to have pool day. We're planning a pool day today. Right now it's chilly outside, so I'm really hoping that it warms up. They claim it's going to. It's about to be a thing. There we go. We went on an adventure yesterday with my granddaughters. I live about a mile from a state park, and there's a beach, and there's trails, and there's camping, and, you know, all the things that you would find at a state park. And my kids, you know, they lived at the beach when they were kids, and hiking and all the things. So anyways, my granddaughters are adventurers. They love collecting rocks and being out in nature and pine cones and all the things. And so now that the other one was feeling better, we packed up yesterday, me and their mom and the two of them, and we went out on the trail, one of the trails, out on our adventure, and we collected rocks and pine cones, and we just had a really good time. We got to see the tail of a deer. We didn't get to see the whole deer. It was running. We only seen the tail, but we got to see some really cool butterflies, pick some flowers, and it was just a good day. It wasn't too hot. Like I said, it's been a little chilly. So today we are hoping that it warms up just a little bit more so we can have a water day. The month of July kind of stunk with her being sick, so we're really hoping that we can do a few things before they go to school. They're going to preschool this year. Enjoy his blessings. That is definitely true. Like, whatever you trust in, your higher power, your universe, God. For me, it's God. That also helps me stay in this positive mindset. And this one says set free, this butterfly, and I picked that because I am set free from the negative mindset that I lived in. Not saying that I can't go there still sometimes, but I'm not stuck there. I have, you know, decided that I don't have to stay there. I can practice my gratitude. I can, you know, journal, do my devotions, talk to a friend. I don't have to stay in that negative mindset. So I am set free. And I have this tab that I wanted to put on, Fear is a Liar. And I think I'm going to cut it in half because I don't know what the next page will be. Oh, and I skipped a page, guys, for right now. I think I've done this before, but it was a single page. This was the one last video I had done. And this was a single page, and I knew I needed a double spread when I started planning this. So we'll have to go back here for another piece of wisdom. I can't wait till I fill the book up. I'm so excited about that. And I'm not sure why, except, I don't know, starting a new journal sounds like fun, exciting. Okay. Fear is a liar. And then we can just save this one for another day. Okay. We'll put those arrows in that. Look at this tray, guys. I need to start going through this. Actually, I kind of have a plan. That's why you see this color scheme. This color scheme, like the oranges and pinks all at the top, because I have a plan for the next page that I'm hoping those will work on. Okay, now we haven't went through this sticker book, and we still have a lot of space here. We have a lot of space to fill in. And you know, I like a filled up page. All right, let's use these sunglasses. They're cute. They are cute. You can. I don't know why sunglasses make me go along with that, but it did. All right, my goals. Let's use that. See, I'm not a planner, so I have to figure out ways to use these planner stickers. Because I'm not really a planner girl. I tried. I mean, how many of you guys are planner girls? I am thoroughly jealous if you are, because there we go, that says see this. I tried it, and I couldn't keep up. I did it for a few months, and I don't know, I couldn't stay consistent. Put that little star right there. All right, we did the see this arrow. Now they have this check this out. So let's stick that. Where are we going to stick that? We'll stick that right here. Check this out. We got a couple stars we'll put on here. So yeah, how many of you guys do the planner thing? I have a hard time staying consistent with just my creative journaling. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Okay, what do these say? Passion never fails. You've got this. Okay, passion never fails. Because that one says you can live a life aligned with your purpose and your passions. So we'll stick that right on there. And then we've got, you've got this. Where are we going to put that? We'll put that right under here. Okay. Never look back, but that's not really our color scheme. Attitude is everything. We can use that. We'll stick that right there. Oh, I like these hearts. What do? We put stars. Okay, we're going to put hearts. There's a pink one. Put that one down there. We've got some arrows. We can use some more arrows. Pray one bold prayer each day. What's another arrow? Live in the dream. Oh, the arrows are cute. The page flags. Okay, I think there was something else in here. Focus on important. Focus on. Where can we put that? Look at these ones, guys. These stickers. It says brain dump. Write it down. Let it go. That would be good in a journal page, wouldn't it? I don't think I ever seen those ones. Okay, focus on. What are we going to focus on? We're going to focus on our to-dos. Because they're not like normal to-dos, like clean the kitchen, mop the floor, you know, whatever. This is stay positive, be present. These are to-dos that are things we need to focus on. I'm not saying we don't need to focus on cleaning our house. That's not what I'm saying, but oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm describing it well. These are things to stay positive, to be in that positive mindset, to keep ourselves moving forward, right? Very important stuff. Let's use this one. Okay, where are we putting that? I kind of want to put it right there. This is very important stuff. All right, guys, what do you think? Did I do did that make sense to use that planner page? I hope so. We've got a big spot right here. And I don't know. I don't know if we have anything else to put in here. That page is falling out. What does this say? Try something new, create something today. Meditate, be mindful, relax. Okay, we did those ones with our to-do list. Exhale doubt. That's a good one. Inhale courage. I like that. Exhale doubt. And inhale courage. Those are good ones. Be brave. Put that on there. Enjoy the moment. Put that one there. I really like this heart in this teal circle. We can just stick that on there. Choose joy. Trying really hard to always choose joy. And I like this star in the circle. Where are we putting you? Right down here with the today. Okay, what else do we got? You can and you will. Look at that one. Okay, that's a good one for this page. Will it show up on here? Because it's a clear sticker. Yes, it will. You can and you will. That's perfect. And then here's another choose joy. It's a cute teal heart. That goes with our colors. I don't know if I have a place to put it. We can stick it right there, maybe. Right there. Choose joy. I like this, you got this too, but I don't know if that's going to fit anywhere. Here, let me move this over here. I don't think we're going to fit this anywhere. We're going to have to save that for another page, another day. But we can use this cute little heart. Stick that on there. Oh, look at those arrows. Those are cute. I didn't see these ones. I don't know, I'm about the arrows today. Yeah, let's stick it. Attitude is everything. Put that arrow in there. Okay. Daily gratitude, be present, be kinder to yourself, and then let your kindness flood the world. You are exactly where you need to be. Choose to shine. Look at the pretty. Those are pretty with the rose gold. You can and you will. That's what we just put on here, huh? You can and you will. All right. That looks like we went through all those stickers. All right, guys, what do you think? It's very colorful. We didn't do any trim or anything. We just did a tab. I've been doing these little danglies quite a bit. And then next time we'll have to come back to this single page and our little kitty. Oh, and I wanted to give a shout out to Shannon. Shannon, thank you. Shannon shared some of her journal pages with me, and they were so cool. And I loved it. I loved seeing your work. That was great to see you guys, somebody else's work. You see mine every video, so it was cool to see yours. Thank you, Shannon, for sharing that with me. And you guys, if you want to reach out and share your pages or whatever, my email is in the description. allmymagicalthings@yahoo.com. You can always email me. You can ask Shannon. I'm a little slow at answering, but I will I will see it. I will answer, I promise. But if you ever want to do that, it's great. That would be great. I love to see other people's creativity. So I think that's it. I think we're going to date this and we're going to call it done. Let's see. Today is the 31st of July. Okay. Well, thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. I've definitely missed you. I know I normally post on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and today is Friday, and I'm going to upload this today. I'm hoping that my internet lets me upload it quickly. Afternoon is kind of hard, but we're going to give it a shot. Anyways, and then I'm going to try to get back on regular schedule now that she's feeling better and everybody's healthy and we're back to normal. So thanks for being patient with me. Thank you for your prayers and your kind comments and your thoughts. It was definitely appreciated. And you guys are amazing. And I'll see you next time. Bye.